problems with this stuff. First of all, I found there were studies in mice that showed problems with reproductive system and problems with cancer, the sort of things that don't appear in humans for decades sometimes, and that we can't adequately test because we're not even allowed to know what foods have this stuff in it. And that really troubled me. And then I found out that as this stuff sort of migrates with the wind, it contaminates other plants and ruins the biodiversity of areas. Monarch butterflies are down 50% since we started doing this, and I started seeing all kinds of problems with this. Now there was conflicting science, and of course much of the conflicting science was paid for by the industry. But okay, we won't get too upset about that. I'm not a scientist. I didn't do my own independent studies, but I thought we should at least do something in this situation. So what did I do? Did I go off half-cocked and introduce a bill to ban GMOs? No. I mean, first of all, I'm not sure that at the time I got into this, the science supported that. And there's also certain political impediments to doing stuff like that. Republicans. And so I'm like, I'm going to try to do something reasonable. And then I thought, well, at least people should know. But did I introduce a bill that said there have to be giant red warning signs warning GMOs, eat this and die? No, we didn't do anything like that. We actually do sell products that say, for example, cigarettes. If you consume this product, you will die. Smoke one of these and you will be in the grave very soon. People still buy them. Who knows? Anyway, so I said, we're going to do something completely reasonable. All we want to do is let people know what is in the food they're buying. And it's nothing, this is not new. This is not new. You folks know if you put a tomato in a can of soup, you have to put tomato on the label. If you put celery, or my favorite, monosodium glutamate, which I really enjoy, sometimes just by the handful itself. All right? If you put any of that into a product, you have to label that product. And we had to fight for that. The industry fought us on ingredient labeling. The industry fought us on nutritional labeling. Okay, but we prevailed on all of those battles because it's in America's DNA to want to know what to feed their family. So I introduced this bill, no editorialization. All it has to say is there's a GMO in the product. Who could be against such a thing? Well, I found out who could be against such a thing. Monsanto could be against such a thing. And they not only are against such a thing here, they're against, you know what happened in California where the industry spent $47 million to mislead people, to tell people that their foods wouldn't be available anymore and that they wouldn't be able to afford them anymore, and all kinds of horrible things were going to happen. And so they oppose it, and this is their argument, because I'm a giving person. I'm a lonely man. I seek out human contact wherever I can find it. So I met with the industry representatives. You know what their argument is? You ever see that movie with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise? Their argument is you can't handle the truth. If we tell you what's in your food, if we tell you there are GMOs in your food, you're not going to be able to understand what that means, and you're going to do something rash, like not eat the food with the GMOs in it anymore. Okay? And that would be crazy, all right? So we, Monsanto, are protecting the American people from doing something stupid like eating food that they know what the stuff in the food is, all right? Imagine the arrogance of that argument. The arrogance of the argument that you can't know. Imagine telling undisputably factually accurate information to consumers so they can make their own decisions. Some people might love GMOs. The industry says they're great. So maybe some people will buy that and they'll buy it. The other thing is the industry can make, how they make fat-free foods and gluten-free foods. They can make GMO-free foods and have a whole different, new market. But they are concerned, we're capitalists here, right? But I will tell you this, they are concerned, it's not about that. They are concerned about this. They are concerned about this. They're concerned that once you know what the food that is in, you're going to start making demands about health, about research, about safety, about knowing what the consequences of these foods are, and they do not want that information to get out. And that's why they're opposing this, and that's why they're willing to spend millions and millions of dollars. At the end of the day, and I'm going to conclude with this, at the end of the day, as I said earlier, we're going to prevail on this, okay? It is... The American people are going to want to know what they're eating, and the American people are going to want to know what they're giving to their families, and they're not going to be able to stop that. But the question is it going to happen later? Is it going to happen sooner? Every day that people eat this and don't know, any health consequences that there are and that science bears out are going to be causing more harm to more people. So you've got to contact your representatives, got to contact your senators. You got to educate yourselves and educate your neighbors and educate your friends and make sure they understand what is at stake here. Your health, your family's health, our biodiversity, our entire natural ecosystem are at stake here. Please get involved. Thank you so much for being out here. I look forward to working with you.